afternoon, everyone. Welcome back on the Sports Mag on Espresso Live. This week I'm here with Jaimeen. Jaimeen is from the Vanuatu Tourism Office. How are you, Jaimeen?
I'm good, thank you. Very good. And you?
Good. So, how was your work during this last few weeks?
It's been crazy, very crazy. So I work as the content writer for Vanuatu Tourism Office, but I assist a lot in communications and different aspects of it, from social media to sometimes the marketing of the event. So it's been crazy.
Yeah, you had, since the reopening of the border, so you had a lot of events and activities to
Lined up.
Yes.
Yes.
So what can you say about the current situation, on tourism after the border opened in July?
So when the government announced that the border will be open on 1st of July, it was sort of news to us as well. So we didn't have much time to prepare because the government announced in April, the 8th of April. So we only had 2 months to try and plan what is our next steps forward. And yeah, so after coming out of like 2.5 years of COVID, it's now a different playing field. It's like we don't have time anymore to be like, what should we be doing? We have to jump right into it. And even though we're not fully prepared, we just have to get on with it. Huh? So I think that's the current situation in tourism now. Speaking generally, everyone is just trying to day by day see how they can accommodate their guests, see what new offers they can provide, see they get bookings. I think sometimes tourist shows up and
Just,
they need
I
to,
don't know.
yes. Like one of my coworkers said, like, we just have to open. We can't say that we're not ready, and we try to get ready, and then we're losing out on that market. So right now, after the border opened, the government also announced this month on the 12th, before the 12th of September, the travel restrictions, you don't need to have a COVID vaccination when you come into the country. So I think you heard about that.
Yes, I've heard about that.
So a lot of your friends would have.
Yes, maybe I haven't asked, but yeah, I think so. Yeah, many people are waiting to come in, and
most
of
of them
course,
don't like
the
vaccine.
vaccination is
For a lot of people, they don't
like an obstacle, if you can say.
And not just that, I heard that traveling in as well, it's around $200 for a COVID pre-test before you come.
Really?
So now that's no longer required. So that has eased travel into the country a lot. So now a lot of tourists are like, oh, finally, we're going to come. So now things are slowly picking up. And then with the announcement of the cruise returning with the trial in November, a lot of, especially in the main ports, of course, so Luganville, Mystery Island, and Port Vila, they are excited because, it's like
getting
good
back
flow.
to new normal again.
New normal again. So yes, that's the current situation.
So what is the Vanuatu Tourism Office trying to develop? Now are there new objectives with now the borders were open?
So our international marketing has been ongoing throughout COVID. We've still invested money in making sure we have, by international marketing, we have billboards, we have videos playing, we have a lot of editorials to remind that, we're here, we're waiting for you. And so what VTO and I is currently working on is trying to turn that interest into actual travelers coming. With the cruise ship, what we're going to try and do is see how the people that come in the cruise ship, how we can market Vanuatu and provide that experience for them while they're here, so that when they go back, they will want to fly in again as long as staying tourists through plane. Because we know tourists coming by cruise ship, they come and spend just for a day, and then they go back. Yeah. It's those who come fly in by planes who actually spend time in accommodations and things like that.
Yes.
So yes.
So you are So you are also, the VTO is also trying to develop the sports tourism. So can
Yes.
you explain what is sports tourism?
So sports tourism is it's the act of traveling from one place to another for the sole purpose of sports, and that could mean as a spectator, as an athlete, as an official, as someone going to ref a game, and so anyone that's involved in sport traveling to watch a family member or play for the purpose of a sports event, that's sports tourism. And for us in VTO and especially globally, sports tourism is one of the biggest growing tourism markets that we've discovered. So I mean, it's not new. In the past few years, when we had the mini games, we saw how many
Yes,
numbers
how
of
many.
athletes, officials that travel with. These people come, they stay in accommodation, they spend in tours,
and yeah, there were lots of teams, different countries. So
and they go back, they talk to the place with their families and word of mouth marketing and so on, and they come back again. They fall in love with the people and come back. And yeah, I think that explains.
and last year, I remember. I mean, you even though the borders were closed, you still did the volcano run,
Yeah.
Tana volcano run. So how many participants went there?
Around 80 participants,
80 people.
around 80. So
it's a good number. I mean,
it's a
even though
good
the
number.
border is closed, it's a good number for.
It's a good number. Any number is a good number, right?
Yes.
And Tana was one of the most like busy islands, like during pre-COVID. A lot of tourists came to go see the volcanoes. After that, a lot of the businesses, they struggled because of that lack of international travelers coming over. And VTO saw that through events, we can push people, because if people can travel for the purpose of events and also spend money in accommodation, tours, that's killing a lot of birds with one
Yes.
stone. And
Definitely. Yeah.
so, and not only that, the main thing, the highlight out of this was that not only do the runners get to travel, run in a way that the route was set up so that it takes you how the sports consultant that VTO hired created the route. When you run in it, it takes you through very beautiful spots and touristic locations.
Oh, okay.
So you run up steaming hills,
Admire the landscape,
run
different
through
landscape.
a river, run through Imayo village where all the women were dressed up in costumes, they painted faces, and they welcomed the runners. So after that, when the runners go back, it'll stay in their mind. They would want to go back. So it's about creating that wholesome experience. And another thing is that the tourism operators,
Yes.
they get that after being a bit dormant for a while, and just getting government income from government travels, NGOs, seeing actual tourists come and stay, domestic tourists, it brings up their motivation again to get ready. And it was important and crucial at that time that we gave them those business, because just the next year, the border was opening again in July. If the products, their bungalows were left to just go rotten, it's going to be hard to start something new again. It's better to keep it going.
And I think it was in August last month. Yeah, it was last month. So you did also the Tana rally. And I remember I was down there too with all the rally teams. So yeah, I was part of the Pierre Brunet racing team, and I mean,
the place. Where did you stay?
I arrived there on Saturday, and when I got to my bungalow where I was staying, and they were still doing some finishing some repairs. So for me, it was fine. The event was starting a few days later, but I mean, yeah, they said that they were really happy that
this event
happened there, and it gave them
the boost
a kick, the boost to start up and to rebuild and to do the renovation that needed. So yeah, it was a good. I think it was a good event. Experience. I mean, for sports tourism, I mean, yeah, we can say that it was really a boost in the local Tana economy.
Yeah, because I found that, because my team and I I was looking after the media team. We stayed on the east with where the volcano end. There was a lot of renovations that needed to be done, but because we know, we knew what was happening. We all went through it, and the last night we tried to come over to the other side. So my team, the VTO team, we told them, you know, early morning we have to fly out. So please look for a space for us. And it was quite difficult because everywhere was
all the accommodations were booked
out.
Different resort, different
guest house, bungalows were booked out. So, and it was for a good period, a good weekend.
Yes.
And
we were there a week before, so
they were there a week before, and it was booked out. So that's the direct and indirect benefits of sports tourism, is that it gives the boost needed to the tourism operators, but also when you travel down with a team to go watch an event, but at the same time you can do your tours and sightseeing.
And you bring along your friends, your family,
and you spend money on flights, but you can do a lot
different activities as well. So you're also planning another big event coming up?
A very big one. So
what is it?
The Grand Manaro Trek.
The Grand Manaro Trek. So
why are we laughing?
What is the Grand Manaro Trek?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the Grand Manaro Trek is it's going to be a 2-day trek up to Mount Manaro in Ambae Island. Chris and I are laughing because we did that in August, and then straight after we went to Tanah Radi. And I think, so in Pijlama you'd say, Mbla looks sick.
I remember the briefing when we were in the conference room. The sports consultant said, looked at the map, said, okay, it's just 7 kilometer one way, 7 kilometer back. So, okay. At the end, how many did we did?
9.5 one way. And 9.5 is just talking about numbers. The actual road itself.
It was 26 kilometers.
26 kilometers.
26 kilometers we did.
And we did that in one day. So we were the advanced team. We were the advanced team so that we take images, create content
for the marketing of the event.
See what happens so that we can come back and tell you guys, it was amazing. You should go and see it yourself. And it was amazing.
Oh, yes.
The road was hard, I guess. When we got up to so we started at 6:30 in the morning. The first 3 kilometers were pretty easy, moderate, because you go up and down creeks. But from the 3, 4 going up to the 9th or 8th kilometer, oh man, we struggled.
But it was still, I think it's still...
it's still okay.
It's still okay because it wasn't too steep.
It wasn't like this,
Yes.
It was
so it was
steady.
more like this.
And because we were rushing because we knew that we had to get up there and down in one day.
Yes.
But the 2-day event that's coming up on the 13th and 14th of October, they'll be camping.
Camping on top of
top.
So that's
that is amazing. And oh my gosh.
We've seen the place.
We've seen the place.
And
camping on top.
when you get there, it's really
magic.
A different, yes, magic. You can feel a different vibe.
I can't explain this. When we got to, so we started at 6:30 in the morning.
Yes.
We got there around 11:30, and then we turned around. Chris was just behind us. We were amazed. We were like, oh my gosh.
I was one of the last ones.
We're mentally, he was really tough because we thought he was maybe an hour behind. He was just 10 minutes. And we got up there at 11:30, and the people traveling with us, our colleagues, they looked across because you get up there at 11:30 to the lookout, where you look out to both of the lakes and the cone, Manaro cone. And then you look down and you see all the trees and rainforests, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to go down through all those rainforests again. So it was kind of like you have to be really strong mentally, huh? And we saw how it was raining and stuff, and then we were like, man, if Chris comes here, sees this weather.
Remember, when I came, I saw the rain pouring down
over the lake.
I said, I did all this just to come and watch the rain go down. I said, oh no. And then after a few minutes,
less than 10 minutes, as soon as we were climbing down the reeks, the what do you call it? The ash. It was hardened ash that we were walking over, in mounds and covered in green moss. And we were crossing them and then into a creek. It was so beautiful. You can't imagine that such beautiful creeks were inside the top of the caldera. So, and then when we got through there, we went down. We were already getting excited.
Oh, yes.
And then the rain.
I was really tired, and when I saw the volcano down there, and I just forgot of.
As soon as you step through, you forget all your tiredness, all that climbing and walking, and then as soon as we got into the place, everyone went quiet.
Oh yes, you can really. I mean,
even some of the loudest members of our team. Osman, when we went down,
yeah, whispering,
just nodding of the head. So yes, it was an experience, and the icing of the cake was when we climbed.
Yeah, we got to the lake
Vui.
Oh.
And you look down. You have to turn your head both ways to take the entire sight in. It's too big.
Too big.
And the blue was.
The color is really different with all the dead trees, white trees, and
something like this, and then green moss down the side. Oh. But before that is black ash plains, white trees that you walk through. And then when you walk all the way to the end, you see green moss, black, and then blue.
Oh yeah.
Man, that was a once in a lifetime experience, and I feel very privileged that I got to see that.
Yeah, me too. Because I know that some people of Ambae, even though when we got back to to Saratamata, some of the people say, "Oh, you are lucky. We haven't got to the Manaro yet." So
they came, surrounded us. Remember at the market.
They were asking questions.
We didn't tell them. They just approached us while we were eating lunch. They were like, "Oh, it's you guys who went up to Manaro. What is it like up there?" And they were asking all these questions. We went to buy our food. They asked, "What's Manaro like?" And I remember that day I had to explain like
a lot,
over 10 times. So
what is included in the packages?
So in the packages, you get, it's an all-inclusive. You get all your return flights. You go. It covers all your accommodations. It covers your meals, your transport, your event fee, your tour guides.
So what are the different tour that?
Oh yes, you can either do a custom village tour. Chris tasted one of the kava. Maybe he wants to share with us. So there's a custom village tour after you finish the Manaro Trek, and then you come down. You can choose to go to the custom village tour, where they tell you some custom stories about the origin of the village. And they had a very interesting origin because I remember I was taking down stories, and they told us that the actual village used to be at the foot, like further up, but the volcano has moved them down. And during the 2018 or was it 17 ash falls, they took their tam-tams, they jumped on the ship. Everyone was like trying to evacuate the island, but one guy, he ran up into the bush. He found this important tam-tam that was there the entire time of the village history. Took it with him to Santo. When they came back, he took it with him, went and put it in the Nasara, the Nakamal. So a lot of interesting stories. You'll get to buy some pretty mats. I purchased some pretty mats from Ambae.
Oh yes, the mats are
very beautiful. And Chris, tell us about the kava, because the woman, you're not allowed to drink the kava.
The kava was the one you crushed with coral stone. So yeah, it was really strong, and we had it during the day. So just before our flight back. So.
I turned around. I was talking to Chris. He's like, Mr. What? I saw the driver. Oh my gosh. No. Actually, they were good, but apparently it was really good.
And there's also the hot spring at Tahi Mamavi. Really
I dragged Chris. We went to see the hot spring, but I dragged Chris to the other side because he started it.
I flew the drone, and then I saw the spot already, and I wanted to go there. I said,
and he showed me, and I was like, "Yes, we're going."
We go, and yeah, it's really beautiful. And we had fun with the kids.
We had fun with the kids, and the good thing about Chris is he is strong. I was like, "Do you want to get good shots?" We go. He's like, "But you can't find the easier road." We said, "Climb, climb the rocks. We're going." So it was just a short. Less than 1 minute. You just go over the rock from the hot spring.
And we know why they say Ambae is Blackstone.
We know why. When I imagine Blackstone, it was like oblique waves washing on. But I stand, you see Blackstone blue, parrotfish.
And it's sharp. It's not smooth.
No, but it's so pretty. And then we came over after, and then the floating massage. You actually lay in a bed.
Hot spring. So there are different pools, and what I like about it is that it's not man-made.
It's natural.
It's natural different pool with different temperature, and that's
Hot, hot, hot.
Yeah, and they were just like close to
Each other. You can be hot here, warm here, cool here, hot here. So
different people staying in different pool, and you can have a
conversation, have some appetizers. So it's really good. We got massage inside the water, lay down on the pillow.
Oh yes. So if you want to book,
you go to the travel center in Santo. That's in Luganville, 3-link building. Oh no, sorry, it's not the 3-link building. Check the Facebook page. It's in Luganville. I can't remember the exact name of the building, but you can either go there and see Serra, or you can go to Alliance Française. Opposite is right next to Western Union, and you can book your tickets there. Otherwise, you just email info@vanuatu.travel, all lowercase, or call 22813. Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
So
I have a lot in my mind. Yes, and you just come and book your package, but just know that a lot of it's in high demand. So if you want to get a spot, please come in quickly.
So you have international travelers interest as well?
Oh yes.
Really?
Especially the French market, and they are very
eager to go.
They love this type of hiking, and they're rightly so, because we've been to it. It's a great experience.
Oh yes, really. And so
there's other sports tourism events. If you had a chance to go, there was the MSG Cup is still ongoing.
Yes.
That's really good. Go support our Melanesian brothers. If you're from Panama province, go support Solomon. If you're from Alampa, go support Fiji. Know that
last Saturday they opened it was Friday, and then opening match on Saturday.
So it was really good.
Yeah, did you go?
I didn't go.
I went.
It was good. You had to.
Yes.
But are you crazy? He's crazy about football. That's why we're here. Sports mag. We have the MSG, and we also had the ICC International Men's World Cup qualifier, regional World Cup qualifier, which Vanuatu went through. And the really good thing about it is all this, for both events, we have teams traveling over. And these teams, they come over, they stay in resorts, accommodations and stuff. So that's sports tourism. It's really good to see. Yeah.
And I think the cricket team was qualified.
Yes, so now they go into the East Asia Pacific qualifier.
So
the final step.
For the Vanuatu team. Maybe we'll try to have one member of the cricket team next.
They'll be able to explain more what the next steps are.
Yes, because I don't know really much. I mean, I'm a football fan. I really don't know much about cricket, but I would love to know. So maybe I'll contact them.
I tried explaining to him. It seems like, what is wrong? He has to go and watch first.
Okay, Jaimeen, thank you for your time, and that's going to be it for this episode. Then we'll see you in 2 weeks.